Welcome to the Wolves Den, your weekly source for all things Albany FireWolves on 104.5 The Team. The Wolves Den is presented by the Albany Distilling Company and the all-new Wolf Bite, the FireWolves Blueberry Lemonade Vodka, ready-to-drink canned cocktail. Coming to you from the Recovery Sports Grill in East Greenbush, here's your host, Dan Bahl.
And a good Saturday morning to you all. Welcome to the Wolves Den here on 104.5 The Team ESPN Radio, the free 104.5 The Team app. Dan Bahl with you here live at the Recovery Sports Grill in East Greenbush, and I'm excited to welcome you to another episode of the Wolves Den, which is presented this week and every week by our friends over at the Albany Distilling Company. They are the creators of the Wolf Bite, the FireWolves branded ready-to-drink canned cocktail. So it's available at every single FireWolves home game. It's available right here at the Recovery Sports Grill, and it's coming to a location near you. So thanks to our friends over at the Albany Distilling Company for bringing us the Wolves Den and bringing us the Wolf Bite, and you can guess on the merit of which one is more important on any given night. Anyways, later on in the show, we're going to talk with Colton Watkinson. He's been with the team for a couple of years. He was drafted when the team was still in New England. He is a transition player, which is essentially equivalent to the defensive midfield position in the field lacrosse game, but he's really developed into one of the tougher and grittier players on defense for the FireWolves. So Colton and I got a chance to catch up earlier this week and talk a little bit about the beginning of the season for the FireWolves, what's changed and what's gotten better for the team. And of course, we talk a little bit about him. He has a very interesting family background coming from the Burlington, Ontario area, the greater Toronto area, really. Very interesting family connection to the NHL. So stick around for that. Colton Watkinson will join us just a little bit later on in the show. But in the meantime, let's get into some of the news and notes with the FireWolves, what's been going on with the team, where are we right now, and what has been a very busy few weeks in the National Lacrosse League. The FireWolves are coming off of a very close loss at the hands of the Rochester Nighthawks. The two teams did battle out in Rochester on Saturday evening. This past Saturday, the FireWolves opened up their home schedule against Rochester back in December, fell to them then. They fall to them now. A much closer game this time around. 15-13 was the final score between Rochester and Albany last Saturday night. Now, the FireWolves did hold the lead in the shot category, 48-47. They also won 25 of 30 faceoffs, so it was one of the better performances that we've seen from Joe Nardella at the faceoff dot as a member of the FireWolves, but they were outscored 15-13. They fell behind early on in the game. It was 6-2 after the first quarter in favor of Rochester. The game got close towards the end. It got as close as, 2 goals. It was 1 goal at one point, 10-9, in what was a crazy fourth quarter, but the FireWolves were not quite able to complete the comeback. They fell 15-13. So with the loss, the FireWolves dropped back to an even 500 on the season, 4-4. Now, granted, 4-2 in their last 6 games after the tough start to the season. And speaking of the start of the season, they're going to see the team that they opened up with, the Toronto Rock, coming up on Saturday. But we'll get to that in just a moment. Wrapping up on the Rochester game from last weekend, it was the return of the lineup for Andrew Q, who had missed a couple of games due to an injury. He was fantastic coming back, 2 goals and 2 assists, but nobody has been better for the FireWolves recently than Joe Resiteritz. Another double-digit point performance for Joey Ress for the FireWolves last Saturday. 4 goals, 6 assists for 10 points to lead the squad. Another strong game since being traded to the FireWolves for Ryan Benesh. He had a hat trick along with 5 assists for 8 points. So the two of them were active all over the score sheet, but it was Rochester who got out to the early lead 6-2 after a quarter, and they were able to hang on and pick up their 3rd win of the season. So they moved to 3-5. The FireWolves dropped down to 4-4 in what is a very crowded East Division right now in the National Lacrosse League. Buffalo leads at 6-1. Keep that name in mind for a moment. Halifax trails a half game behind them at 5-1. Then you have Toronto at 5-3. And the FireWolves at 4-4 with Philadelphia, who has lost 2 in a row. They come in at 5-5, and Georgia still hanging around at 4-5. So it's a very close East Division. And when you look at the way that the divisions have been realigned in the National Lacrosse League, the placement for the FireWolves right now is very important, because the way that it works, 8 teams will make the playoffs. the top 4 teams in the East Division will make the playoffs automatically. So if you get one of those top 4 seeds, you're in no matter what. Then the top 3 seeds in the West Division will make the playoffs no matter what. That is 7 teams. And then the remaining teams between the final 4 in the East Division and the final 3 out west, whoever has the best record out of all of those teams will get that 8th and final spot. So we could see 5 Eastern teams and 3 West, or we could see an even matchup of 4 and 4. So again, where the FireWolves are in the standings, currently in 4th, is very important as we start to look at playoff implications down the line. A lot of movement will go on related to the FireWolves this weekend because they have not 1 but 2 games coming up that we're going to tell you about. First off, you've already heard one of them. You already know what happened between the Albany FireWolves and the Buffalo Bandits on Friday night out in Buffalo at the Key Bank Center. So make sure you, if you don't know, you go to albanyfirewolves.com, check out all the stats and the recap from that one, because we're recording this on Thursday, we don't know what happened, but since you're hearing this on Saturday morning, you do. Crazy how that works. Make sure while you're also doing that, you follow the team on Twitter and Instagram, and you like them on Facebook at ALB Firewolves. That's where my guy Jordan's posting updates every single day, heading up to game day 1 and game day 2. So you probably already know what happened with the FireWolves on Friday night if you do follow the team on Twitter and Instagram and like them on Facebook. Regardless, now we're getting you set for the second game of the 2-game and 2-night stretch for the FireWolves. That is tonight at 7 o'clock at the MVP Arena against the Toronto Rock. So the FireWolves will come in either 4-5 or 5-4. Toronto is not playing on Friday, so they come in no matter what at 5-3. And it's interesting that the FireWolves are playing Buffalo and Toronto back-to-back because those two teams played against one another last week, and it was Toronto handing Buffalo their first loss of the season. Toronto won at home at the First Ontario Center by a score of 12-10, and they moved to 5-3 on the season. Toronto outshot Buffalo 48-47, and here's the big impact. Toronto won 25 of 26 possible face-offs. That's how good they were in the dot. So that's going to be a great matchup for Joe Nardella coming up later on this evening in the face-off dot. Buffalo winning just 1 of 26 in that game against Toronto. And in that game for Toronto, they were led by 4 goals from Tom Schreiber, who also had a huge impact for Toronto when they beat the FireWolves out in Toronto on December 4th. This is the second time that we're seeing these two teams play one another, and I can tell you the FireWolves are bringing in a much different team for this game at the MVP Arena than they had when they started the season out in Toronto. So just something to keep in mind for tonight. Here's some notes and everything you need to know about the game coming up this evening. First of all, a very important night at the MVP Arena. It is Breast Cancer Awareness and Cancer Prevention Night presented by the Albany FireWolves Foundation. The Pack Gives Back. So in partnership with the American Cancer Society, the FireWolves will be selling t-shirts to support the cause. Proceeds from these t-shirts and ticket sales will go towards the fight against cancer. So make sure you grab a t-shirt when you get to the MVP Arena and get there early, preferably at 4 p.m., because that's when the pregame party is getting underway, featuring live music from That 80s Band. So for more information on the pregame party and everything with the game itself, give them a call at 518-362-4900. You can also go to the FireWolves offices or the box office at the MVP Arena. You can visit Ticketmaster.com or AlbanyFireWolves.com. That same team website is where you can also grab all of your inaugural season gear. That's jerseys, that's hats, that's literally everything that you could find with the FireWolves logo anywhere on it. That's AlbanyFireWolves.com. You can also grab your family packs right now so you and the entire family can make it down to the MVP Arena. That includes hot dogs, sodas or waters, t-shirts, and of course tickets to a FireWolves game coming up. You can get them in a 2-pack or a 4-pack. So if you want to bring the entire family, get it in a 4-pack. It's going to be a great time. I can promise you that. A couple more details on what you can expect at the MVP Arena coming up tonight. For informal warm-ups, the players will be wearing a pink warm-up shirt to create awareness, which is awesome. Some players will also be wearing accessories to their uniforms during the game, which includes pink laces and pink tape, also in an effort to create awareness for the fight against cancer, which of course is the theme of the entire night. The concourse will be set up with fundraising auction items along with pamphlets to create awareness and raise funds to support the cause. And at halftime at the FireWolves game this evening, the team is holding a special ceremony emceed by Roger Weiland, local sports anchor for News Channel 13 and midday host on 104.5 The Team ESPN ESPN Radio, as the FireWolves will honor several cancer survivors. So after that ceremony, we here at the FireWolves are encouraging fans to hold up signs that the team will provide to show who they fight for. And, of course, a portion of tickets sold for this game will also go back to support the fight against cancer. So a lot going on tonight in relation to Breast Cancer Awareness and Prevention Night. Make sure you get to the MVP Arena, give the team a call, or visit them online so you can get your tickets to get in the door. You're listening to the Wolves Den here on 104.5 The Team ESPN Radio, the free 104.5 The Team app. Again, the Wolves Den presented by our friends over at the Albany Distilling Company and the all-new FireWolves branded ready-to-drink canned cocktail, the Wolf Bite. Coming up next, Colton Watkinson will join me on the Wolves Den. We'll talk about his history coming from Ontario, how he got down into the NCAA and North Carolina, of all places, and how that led to him starting his career in the NLL with the New England Black Wolves, and what he's thought about being a member of the FireWolves and playing in the Capital Region thus far. Colton and I chat next on the Wolves Den, 104.5 The Team ESPN Radio, the free 104.5 The Team app. We'll take a break and be back with more after this.
Michelob Ultra is the superior light beer brewed for those who understand that it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy the crisp, clean taste of Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs per bottle. Grab Michelob Ultra all horse racing season at King's Tavern, Lake George Beach Club, Naked Turtle, and Carson's Woodside Tavern. Michelob Ultra. It's a bet you can't lose when you choose Michelob Ultra. Always enjoy responsibly.
Precision Lacrosse is the area's only real lacrosse store dedicated entirely to the fastest game on 2 feet. Locally owned and operated, our expert staff can help you with everything you need to make sure your game is on point. Whether it's fitting up a youth player with the right-sized gear or restringing the newest head for the most seasoned laxers, Precision Lacrosse is your one-stop destination for everything lacrosse. Visit us at 704 New Loudon Road in Latham or online at precisionlax.com. Ortho New York is a team of 42 physicians and more than 300 staff, saving lifestyles through whole orthopedic care. With 13 locations in the capital Saratoga region, Ortho New York offers clinical care, on-site imaging, pain management, outpatient surgery, and physical therapy wherever you live, work, and play. And knowing that injuries can't be scheduled, we provide walk-in urgent care in Albany, Schenectady, Clifton Park, and Saratoga. Get to know your bone and joint experts. Visit orthony.com today. The Albany FireWolves need you to help pack the house at our next home game. The fast-paced, action-packed game of box lacrosse returns to the Capital Region on Saturday, January 29th, when the FireWolves take on the Halifax Thunderbirds. College students receive tickets for $5. Don't miss the epic pregame party featuring live music by Jukebox Rebellion. Go to albanyfirewolves.com. The FireWolves inaugural season is presented by CDPHP. Be there as we pack the house.
Michelob Ultra is the superior light beer brewed for those who understand that it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy the crisp, clean taste of Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs per bottle. Grab Michelob Ultra all horse racing season at Saratoga City Tavern, King Neptune's, Sport Island Pub, and Bailey's Cafe. Michelob Ultra. It's a bet you can't lose when you choose Michelob Ultra. Always enjoy responsibly.
For almost 50 years, the Desmond Hotel has been a landmark in the Albany community. Now, completely transformed to meet the needs of today's modern travelers, we invite you to experience the new Crowne Plaza Albany, the Desmond Hotel. Relax in 323 guest rooms and suites, and recharge in the new 24-hour fitness center, indoor heated pool, and on-site restaurant. For meetings, weddings, and other milestone events, choose Crowne Plaza Albany, the Desmond Hotel, the official hotel of the Albany FireWolves. For more than 35 years, CDPHP has focused on one thing: improving the health of its members. So what does that mean for you? It means high-quality benefits, one-on-one support, and access to the best doctors in the area. Combine that with local award-winning customer service, and you've got a winning team. No matter your needs, you need CDPHP. Learn more at cdphp.com. This message is brought to you by the Capital District Physicians Health Plan, Inc.
Do you have a wedding that you need favors for? A walk or a race that you need team t-shirts for? A graduation that you need invitations for? Opening a new business or maybe rebranding and need business cards or envelopes? Court documents that you need to file? Copies of blueprints? A banner? Did you know that Camelot Print and Copy Centers can do all that for you, plus much more? All jobs, big and small, we print practically everything. Let our team become a part of your team. Camelot Print and Copy Centers. Print, copy, cookies.
Stop by ABC Sports and Fitness today and see why we are the premier gym in the Capital District. Brand new cardio, indoor track, boxing section, personal training and tanning, plus 50 group fitness classes 7 days a week. Inside of ABC, you will also find the Albany Barbell Club. ABC Sports and Fitness, located at 3 Johnson Road in Latham, or online at abcsportsandfitness.com. ABC Sports and Fitness is a proud partner and the official gym of the Albany FireWolves.
Team Camelot is here for you in these uncertain times. With altered hours of 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, they're still able to handle all types of printing and copying. They'll gladly accommodate hands-free delivery to anyone with a valid account. Their front counter is open for anyone who would like to pick up. Need to create an altered menu for your restaurant? Need signs for hand washing? Need it today? Yes, they can still do that. Visit teamcamelot.com or call 518-435-9696. Camelot Print and Copy Centers. Print, copy, cookies.
Michelob Ultra is the superior light beer brewed for those who understand that it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy the crisp, clean taste of Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs per bottle. Stock up on Michelob Ultra at Minogue's Beverage on West Avenue, EBI Beverage Center, or enjoy at Nanola and the Horseshoe. Michelob Ultra. It's a bet you can't lose when you choose Michelob Ultra. Always enjoy responsibly.
Welcome back to the Wolves Den. Coming to you from the Recovery Sports Grill in East Greenbush on 104.5 The Team.
Welcome back to the Wolves Den here on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio, the free 104.5 The Team app. Just a reminder that the Wolves Den each week is brought to you by our friends over at the Albany Distilling Company and the all-new FireWolves branded ready-to-drink canned cocktail, the Wolf Bite. It's delicious. It's got a little bit of blueberry lemonade going on. It's a vodka canned cocktail. It's available right here at the Recovery Sports Grill in East Greenbush, New York. It's available at every single FireWolves home game, and it's coming to an establishment near you. And nice enough to join us on the phone here on the Wolves Den this week. He's a transition player. He's a defensive player. He does a little bit of everything. And if you've seen a FireWolves game this year, you'll know exactly that. Colton Watkinson joins us on the phone. Colton, Dan Bahl here in Albany. How are you?
Good, Dan. Good, Dan. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you as well. Great to be able to catch up with you here on the Wolves Den. And I have to ask, coming off of last weekend's performance for the FireWolves, and really the season as a whole for you, Colton, the season started a little bit slow for the group as a whole, but the FireWolves have really seemed to kind of find their form again, similar to what the Black Wolves were doing at the end of their run down in Connecticut. What's changed for you? What's changed for the group from the beginning of the year to really where the team finds itself now?
I think we have a few new pieces on the roster this year, so I think we're still trying to gel together as a team. It's a great locker room, but sometimes you need those games under your belt to really be a tight group, and without even having to communicate, kind of knowing what offensively and defensively what each other is gonna do and our preferences. So I think we're almost there. We're gotten to that point. There's definitely a few games that we want back. Last week being one of them, but. We're about halfway through the season now, and I think we're in a pretty good spot to make a push for playoffs here.
So I know that you called New England home for a couple of years before the team relocated up here to the Capital Region. What was your reaction when you heard that the Black Wolves were moving up to Albany? And did you really know anything about Albany and the Capital Region lacrosse scene before you got here?
No, to be honest, I didn't know too much about Albany and the Capital Region and all the lacrosse that's being played. To be honest, I was just excited for another opportunity. It seemed like it was going to be a great place for a team. And the more that I kept talking to people, the more that I kept reading, it really is and did seem like just a fantastic place to put an NL franchise. So it's gone so far this year. The game's been great. Meeting some of the fans have been fantastic. We're really looking forward to some of those mandates getting lifted and possibly having more people in the stands and just moving forward with the team and in the city.
Preaching to the choir on that one, Mr. Watkinson. Everybody, I'm sure, who's listening is nodding, going, "Yep, all right, he's making a lot of sense here." Colton Watkinson with us here on the Wolves Den 104.5, the Team ESPN Radio. Let's talk a little bit about you. So you are originally from Burlington, Ontario. We've had a lot of Ontario natives on the show so far. I love asking about this because everybody comes from a little bit of a different place. What is the lacrosse scene, the lacrosse culture like from around where you grew up, and kind of how did you get involved with lacrosse first?
Yeah, so the lacrosse scene in kind of the GTA region, or the Southern Ontario region, is pretty big. It's definitely a hotbed for Canada. There's a lot of great players that come out of this area, so I'm just blessed to have grown up playing against a lot of them. And then the reason I got into lacrosse, to be honest, I tell this story every time, but my older cousin was the one that originally played. He's a few years older than me, and I used to go to a few of his games growing up, and it was just something that I wanted to play like Kyle was, and he really kind of drove me into the sport, and he's actually still playing to this day. So hopefully I can get on the floor or field with him before we're both done.
So the next part of the journey that I'm always fascinated about as well, because between I believe Charlie Kitchen and Riley O'Connor as well, a couple different players, the Hill Academy. It seems to be really a fantastic place, both academically and lacrosse wise. What was your experience like just being at Hill Academy?
Yeah, it was a fantastic stepping stone for me. It wasn't really a plan of mine to go play NCAA lacrosse, but when the door opened, it was something I had to seize the opportunity. So going to the Hill really prepared me. I was a boarding student there, so it prepared me to go to South Carolina and be away from home for all those years, but also developed me exponentially in lacrosse. I don't think I'd be where I am today without that year at the Hill. And I don't think that I would have had success at the next level if I didn't prepare myself there first. So a lot of my success, I want to say, I'll attribute to the Hill and all the coaches that were there and the players that I played with my time there. A lot of fond memories.
So the plan wasn't necessarily professional lacrosse at the time. Maybe before you went to the Hill Academy, what was the plan?
I was going to stay in Canada, maybe play football at university.
Wow!
I was going to return for another year of high school and kind of weigh my options that way. But when the NCAA became a possibility, it was kind of hard to say no.
Always very fair. Colton Watkinson with us here on the Wolves Den 104.5, the Team ESPN Radio, the free 104.5, the Team app. So let's talk a little bit about college. And I mean, going through the rap sheet that is involved in your bio is very impressive. And talking about Limestone University, led the Saints to 4 national championship game appearances, winning 3 of them, all conference honors 3 times, 2-time All-American, also the Lieutenant J.G. Donald McLaughlin Jr. Award for Midfielder of the Year. Oh yeah, that's just all that on the list in college. But I want to get your side of it, your time at Limestone. What were some of your favorite memories and moments from playing in college?
Oh, man. Well, those 3
I'm sure that's a long list.
I mean, those 3 national championships, I would say, are at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Definitely all 3 are top 5 moments for me. The top one definitely being that 2017 championship, just to cap off my time at Limestone, and to lead the team with the other group of captains in our senior year was just fantastic. But no, I mean, anytime on the field with any of those guys just brings back a lot of memories. I don't want to say there's nothing to do in Gaffney, but there's not a lot to do. You really cherish your time with your teammates and working out on the field and getting some extra shots up before or after practice, or on a Sunday when it's nice out. So I would say just cherishing any of those times spent on the field with the guys. Although I'm playing the NLL now, it'd always be nice to go back and revisit some of those memories, right? So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic place to grow as a lacrosse player, and I'm just proud of everything we accomplished there.
To be successful as a midfielder in the field lacrosse game, what are some of the things that you really needed to learn in order to be successful playing that position?
I think the biggest thing for me was just understanding my strengths and weaknesses.
Okay.
Being a Canadian, I'm not generally a two-handed player, so it was kind of forcing the issue, right? I'm 6'4", over 200 pounds, so If I want my left hand, I was gonna take my left hand, and that's something that Coach Clark kind of had to beat into me a little bit. But it was really just about running hard, drawing slides. If the slide didn't come, I was able to shoot. If the slide came, just dish the ball and let someone else find the back of the net. So the midfield game isn't very complicated, isn't overly complicated. It's just one of those kind of hard-nosed positions where you're just running hard downhill, drawing slides, or shooting the ball. So there's not much else to it.
Fair enough. And Coach Clark again having a huge impact on that one. Okay, so the transition then between playing midfield in the college lacrosse game, the field lacrosse game, and then playing a transition kind of defensive oriented position in box lacrosse. What are some of the biggest differences that people may not recognize?
I would say the transition role that I'm playing now is somewhat similar to a defensive midfielder's role in field.
Okay.
And that's something that Coach Clark had me and a few of the other offensive guys doing a lot, because obviously we'd play defense in the summers when we'd come home to play box lacrosse. So in terms of that role, you're playing defense, but then when it's time to clear the ball, you're the one that's trying to push transition. You're the one that's trying to create a slide to get it to the O guy or an attack guy in field. So I would say it aligns with the defensive midfielder position a lot, and that's, I think, where you see a lot of the American players really thriving, as those D-middies coming in to play that defense transition role. There's a lot of those guys coming into the league now, and I think that they're doing it quite successfully.
Colton Watkinson with us here on the Wolves Den, 104.5 The Team ESPN Radio, the free 104.5 The Team app. Again, the Wolves Den presented by our friends over at the Albany Distilling Group and the FireWolves all-new branded ready-to-drink canned cocktail, the Wolf Bite. Okay, so moving into the professional game then with the New England Black Wolves, and really this could be professionally, this could be collegiately. Who are some of either the players, the coaches, the individuals that have had the biggest impact on your career so far?
Oh, man. Well, in terms of coaches, I would just say that all of the coaches I had at the Hill, Limestone, Coach Stoyer, Coach Clark, Coach Kennedy, and then when I came to the pros, Coach Clement, Coach Clark, they're fantastic, and Coach Gibson as well. So, anyone that I've had really since the Hill, in terms of guys on staff for coaching, have been key to all of my success. Honestly, I really love our relationships as men, but also the player-coach relation that we have off and on the field. And then in terms of players, man, Brett Manny's been a big, I think, influence on my professional career.
Okay.
In terms of a defensive captain and someone that's going to kind of hold the back door strong and hold everyone accountable. I think he's been doing it for a while in the league. And I know there's been some other guys too, Andrew Suter. There's too many names to mention, honestly, but yeah. I would say that those two guys were and are pretty big for me. And
those are two fantastic names that have had an impact on you. Now, next thing I want to ask you about, it's something that's very unique. Well, it's not unique across the National Lacrosse League, but it's very unique to sports. The Black Wolves were a fantastic team in 2019-20. What was your experience like in 2020 when COVID hit and the season was put on pause, and really just everything that went on with that?
Yeah, that was a really strange time, because we weren't sure if we were coming back or not. So everyone was trying to do what they could, stay in shape the best they can, because obviously up here in Canada there was a lot that was shut down, and then different parts of the U.S., different states had different sort of mandates going on. So it was a really difficult time to find a gym and to stay in shape, because we thought we were coming back, but as the month pushed on and the weeks kind of kept dragging on, we kind of realized that it wasn't happening. Right. And I know myself personally, I can't speak for anyone else, but kind of felt like we got a season stolen from us. I think that team was pretty special. We had a really good thing going. And there's not much else to say. Who knows what would have happened in terms of playoffs and the rest of the season, but all I know is we were kind of on a heater there, and we felt pretty good about our chances. So it sucks that we lost that one, but it's okay. We'll keep moving forward, and that's sports, right?
Colton Watkinson, thank you so much for taking some time to join us here on the Wolves Den on 104.5 The Team. It's been a pleasure to catch up with you, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate the chat, man.
That's going to do it for this week's episode. Thanks so much for making us a part of your Saturday morning. Make sure you follow the team on Twitter, Instagram, and like them on Facebook at ALB FireWolves for everything up to the date up to the minute ahead of game day. Make sure while you're at it, go to albanyfirewolves.com or call the ticketing offices for tickets for tonight's game again, 7 o'clock against the Toronto Rock. It is Breast Cancer Awareness and Cancer Prevention Night at the MVP Arena, so get there and help us support the cause. For my guest this week, Colton Watkinson, Dan Bahl saying thank you for listening to the Wolves Den right here on 104.5 The Team ESPN Radio, the free 104.5 The Team app. We'll be back at 6:45 p.m. tonight for pregame coverage here on The Team. Myself and Mike Tesserero will have the game for you with Face-Off at 7. Thanks for listening to the Wolves Den, and we'll see you next week.
The Wolves Den, your source for all things Albany Firewolves, has been presented by the Albany Distilling Company and the all-new Wolf Bite, the Firewolves Blueberry Lemonade Vodka, ready-to-drink canned cocktail. We'll see you next time on 104.5 The Team.